Hey y'all, it's Trenton back here again. And recently I made a video and it's about being conscious of your social circle. And that's a very difficult word to say, but your social circle. And to make a long story short, what that is like the people around you, but specifically the people that you hang out with. You know, the people that you're communicating with on the daily, the people who you talk to, the people that you would really consider to be friends or even close friends, right? So those that you are very sociable with, or very just, you socially interact with them a lot, right? Talking, texting, FaceTime, Google Duo, whatever you do, right? And I talked about specifically how hanging around the wrong crowd, especially, can have a real deal detrimental effect on your life. It really can. You know, hanging around the wrong people can affect your behavior, but not only that, it can affect those around you. It can eventually just affect how people view you. It can affect how you view other people. It can affect how you view just other topics, other things. And really also I was just touching on the fact that, hanging around the wrong people, like I said, it can scar you for life. But not only that, it can really push you in a very unsuccessful direction that will not be easy to recover from. And, to be completely honest with you, you're probably wondering, where are you going with this whole, short summary of your other video? Where are you going with it? And yes, my ring just did fall off of my finger, but I will push it right back on. So, probably wondering, Trenton, where are you going with this video? I thought about it yesterday. I thought about it last night. And really, I said, I'm just going to make this pretty quick video. And that video is just going to be called Why I Don't Go to Parties. Now, I will say this. I go to parties occasionally, but I don't go to parties often. So maybe this will be called Why I Don't Go to Parties Often. But, specifically I'm talking about, certain high school parties, especially parties that are not necessarily associated with the school that I go to, right? Or even just some of the parties in general that I've seen advertisement on social media. It's like I said, it would be a very specific, I guess, type of party or parties that I could really associate with this, because there's a difference between, school dances and a school party and, whatnot. But, the main reason why I don't go to parties, especially like ones that I know are going to involve some crazy stuff. Main reason why I don't attend those parties is just because of the fact that, look, as I just said not too long ago, one mistake, one simple action can ruin your whole life. It can be absolutely destructive and detrimental to your whole life for the rest of your life. Whether that may be something like, being paralyzed, whether it may be something like losing the ability to do something. It may be even losing a limb. It may be losing the ability to see, being blind, being deaf. You never know how your life can change with one simple action. Change within a snap. And, that was the main reason why I decided to make this video, man. I just want to spread awareness on this, Be conscious of the activities that you really pursue, the activities that you get yourself involved in, because to be completely honest with you, I'll be honest, have I been to many high school parties in my, 4 years of school? No. To be honest with you, the first party that I could have went to, which was at my school, which is crazy enough, like, apparently, I don't know how true this is, but apparently I think it is pretty true. Apparently the punch was spiked somehow, like, and me personally, I'm not the type of guy that drinks alcohol. I don't consume alcohol. I like water, I like juice, soda, but smoothies. But, alcohol is just not in my diet. I don't do it. Same thing with marijuana, any type of drugs that are just obviously like recreational use based. And I told a classmate of mine not too long ago, I said, if someone were to give me something like, a marijuana laced treat, or in other words, an edible, I would be angry, I'd be very upset. I would be frustrated, and if you don't know me, if you knew me personally, you'd be able to know I don't usually get very frustrated. I'm a pretty calm, peaceful guy, pretty chill, and I don't really, I don't really get angry at people. I don't snap. I've told you all this plenty of years, but I wouldn't be very happy about those things. It's the same thing if someone were to slip something in my drink, The reason I'd be upset is because, like I said, you all just don't know how something can affect your life until you know. That's why, like, even if you are gonna go to a party, be conscious of where you're laying your drink. Don't just keep your drink laying around somewhere, right? Like you never know who's out there to get you. You never know who's out there with the wrong intent to do something to you and not regret a single action, and not to have any remorse, right? That's why I tell you that you never know what you're doing when you go to these high school parties. And it's the same thing when you get into college. You never know what's gonna happen at a college party, whether that's some type of wrong sexual activity, whether that's even hazing. We've seen a huge increase in hazing related deaths, very large drinking related deaths where students will go to a college party, whether it be a frat party or whatever type of party. And when they go to this party, some of them who are maybe newcomers will get hazed, and they drink this high consumption of alcohol, high alcohol content, percentage wise, and they end up dying. They end up passing away. This is why I tell you that, look, just be conscious of what you're doing when it comes to partying. I just, like I said, there's the occasional party that I'll go to, and if I go, like, I know what's gonna happen. Like, if I know that something crazy is gonna happen at this party, or I know what type of activity is going down, I'm not going. And that's why I tell you, like, scope out a situation before you pursue it. Really, really scope it out, and that's why I tell you that the reality is that, as I was saying, don't feel that you have to fit in with the crowd. That's a whole nother separate video that I do plan on making, but don't feel the need to fit into a crowd. Don't go to a party just because so-and-so says to, because your friend tells you to. Don't go to a party just because it's gonna make you cooler. I'm telling you, one of my biggest pieces of advice in life, and just even being successful in high school, just education in general, college, one of my biggest pieces of advice is just to be yourself. Don't necessarily worry about trying to fit in with a certain social group or social circle, because to be honest with you, you never know how those around you can affect your life. So don't be afraid to be yourself. However, to sum up this video in a nutshell, I don't really do parties, only on occasion, but I really don't do a lot of high school parties, a lot of these, social media parties. I don't do them just because I don't know what will happen. Well, actually, I do know what will happen at that party, but sometimes I don't know what can happen, right? You never know what is going to happen until you know. And that's the true reality of actions. An action has an effect, but you don't know what that effect is going to be until you just know. So that's why I really don't do parties. Like I said, I've seen what certain things can do to people. That's why I recommend you all kind of stay away from parties. Try to stay away from parties, or if you are going to go to a party, know what it is first. Because there's nothing wrong with going to a party or two. There's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure you're going to the right party. So yeah, and don't be afraid to be yourself, y'all. But it was Trenton back here again. I'll see you all later. Peace.